Well, welcome to The Lion Within Us, a podcast serving Christian men who are hungry to be the leaders God intends you to be. I'm your host, Chris Granger. Let's jump in. All right, guys, member spotlight time. Let's get into it, okay? So the scripture of the week this week is out of the book of Joshua, fourth chapter, 15th verse. It says, "But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve, whether the gods of your ancestors served, that's the little g gods, remember, beyond the Euphrates, or the little g gods of the Amorites, whose land you're living. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord." And guys, I took that verse, I unpacked it at length in our spiritual kickoff episode of the week. So hopefully you go back and listen to it and just it's really a good challenge. Who are you serving, fellas? And what does that look like in your life? So again, if you enjoy the SKO episode every week, fellas, we have it Monday through Friday at the Lion called the Daily Spiritual Kickoff. We have a lot of fun with that every morning. It's a great way to be encouraged. The cool part about it now, if you're in the continental US and you sign up for it, we send you a free gift. So you get a free gift, you get some daily spiritual kickoff. It's a whole lot better than anything you get at Starbucks. Then you also get a prayer request space. So if you need us to be praying for you, fellas, man, we would absolutely be honored to pray for you. That is the busiest part of the Lion. So you find all that, guys, at thelionwithin.us. So let's get into the fun part. Not hearing me jibber jabber, but let's get to our fun member. So Terry DeBusk, what is going on today, brother?
What's happening, Chris? How are you, man?
Man, I'm good, bro. I'm good. It's a beautiful day here in North Carolina. How's it for you down in Florida?
What's another beautiful sunny day, man? I was teasing my I was teasing my dad the other day about the weather, and I said it's finally raining. I was getting tired of all those beautiful sunny days. He's in Anchorage, Alaska, right now.
Man,
That was a little cold, wasn't it?
that was, man. That's below the belt,
that's
bro.
what
Come on now.
that's what you call love, right there.
That's it. That's it, buddy. That's it. So yeah, I mean, you're in Florida, the sunshine state, man. You're having a lot of fun down there, and super excited to have you on with us, Terry, too. And I always like to get these started with just let us know a little bit about your testimony. How'd you come to know Christ? What did that look like for you?
Yeah, so I was previously married in 1998, and the woman that I married, her name was Dawn, and her parents were heavily involved in the church. And so when I met her and started dating her, her parents insisted that I come to church with them and everything. And I had grown up going to a Methodist church, but I never really understood how Jesus died on the cross for me and everything. So I was fairly ignorant when I met David and Sharon, and they actually started introducing me to Christ and the way that they lived, and just reading the Bible. I read the Bible with David and everything, and uh, we we got married, and I think actually it was after we got married. We ended up getting married in their church and everything, but I hadn't actually sat down and professed my belief in the fact that Jesus died on the cross for me, and asked for forgiveness and everything. So a couple months after we got married, we sat down with the pastor and everything. And he's like, "It's time. I mean, you're ready, right?" And I was like, "I've been ready. I don't know what's been stalling." So I did my profession of faith and everything, and that was in early '99,
Yeah.
and got baptized by my my ex-wife's grandfather. And unfortunately, I was pretty immature at the time, and yeah, although I professed my faith to Christ, I made a lot of mistakes, and we ended up getting a divorce about 5 or 6 years later.
Hmm.
So, um, but that faith that I was building and everything um, got me through that time, because we had two children, and it was a battle of trying to see those children and everything. So, my relationship with Christ really exploded at that point, because I was seeking God more and more, just trying to make it through. And so I started meeting a lot of people. I met some of my best friends that I have to this day in 2007 and 2008. And I started learning about, the importance of men having an outlet, and having men surround them who are godly men who can speak into their lives and everything. So started building relationships and learned the importance of building relationships, and it's what 17 years later, and I'm remarried and got a great church that's right down the street. I can step out on my my front doorstep and see my church right down the street. It's about a mile and a half away.
Wow.
So we're in the hilliest part of Florida here, and it's down below us, so I can see it. And I'm like, this is a fantastic spot to be. I want to be here. So we rented this place about a year and change ago. But yeah, I mean, the walk's been good. The finding the line within us has been good. I've enjoyed reading the just I'm Just a Guy series,
Yeah.
and I love how it goes through everything. I'm struggling with anger, I'm struggling with loneliness, I'm struggling with depression, I'm struggling with pornography, I'm struggling with this or whatever, and it reminds you that you're not alone.
Right.
You're not alone. That the enemy is a liar, and when you make a mistake and he beats you down and makes you feel like, you're just a piece of junk and you're not worth it. It reminds you when you have a series like that, hey, I'm not the only guy that struggles with these things. A lot of us guys struggle with these things. So I've really enjoyed reading into them and doing the series, different series and everything.
Amen, bro. Well, thank you for reading them for sure. And I mean, kind
Yeah,
of take us back, so you confessed Christ, you got baptized. Sounds like you didn't have a lot of anyone walking with you, discipling you during the early days of your walk. And then and then you went through a divorce. So you said oh 07, oh 08, you kind of leaned in. What was like was there some, what shifted during that time frame where you recognized that you needed guys and disciples and mentors and things like that?
I mean, frankly, just the fact that I was going through the divorce and I was separated from my kids and I'd made a lot of mistakes where I wasn't actually able to have visitation with them for quite a long time. And I mean, I was at a point where I mean, to this day, the only thing that got me through was Christ, and I know that because I was at a point where I'd be driving over bridges and being like, this would just be so much easier right off that,
Yeah.
and just take the pain away. But I knew that that wasn't the path that God had for me, and so I saw it. I'm trying to think. So in 2008, I moved to Smithfield, Virginia, and I went to the church, and there was a guy that I met, David, and he was doing a men's group, and so I went to that men's group, and I met several guys that I'm still in touch with to this day, almost 20 years later, and it just taught me the importance of the relationship with other guys,
Right.
and I've really learned that when you're struggling, you need somebody who understands and who can be there. And when you make a mistake, you need somebody who loves you enough to look you in the face and sit you down and say, Terry, you're making a mistake. This isn't the path that you should be on. You should be this, that, and the other. So I've really appreciated the relationships that I built since then. And ever since then, I mean, we did so 2008 through 2015 when I was in Virginia, I built the relationships with those guys. We did kind of like we did the retreat with
Yeah.
you in North Carolina a couple weeks back. We did things called encounters, and encounters were they said it's not a retreat; it's a full blown encounter with the enemy and getting rid of things that are holding you back as men. And so I did a lot of those, and I helped with organizing that type of stuff and everything for a couple years, and then we ended up moving to Florida because my wife got a job in Gainesville.
Okay.
So we had a good church. We had a good church there, and I did the same exact thing. Started building relationship with the guys there, and now I'm down in Claremont, Florida, and doing the same thing. I got a group that I go to all the time. Once a month, we have a group first Monday of every month that I go to.
Yeah.
Called Sons of Thunder. A lot of really good guys there, and then they're all part of the local chamber of commerce too. So I joined the chamber of commerce when I started my business, and it's like just building that relationship with those guys has really gotten me to where I am today. So I know that if I feel bad, if I'm getting lost, I can pick up the phone and I have a number of phone numbers that I can call and say, hey, I'm struggling with this or I'm struggling with that, and they'll pray with me and help me work through it and everything.
Heck yeah, man. That's so great, Terry. I mean, you've intentionally built those relationships, and now they're there, and I'm sure you get a lot of being poured into, but it sounds like you're also pouring into a lot of guys as well. So I'm sure that's a back and forth as you need it and as others need it along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm good at encouraging and building people up. I just wish that I could look in the mirror and do that. Sometimes I just struggle with it. I think that a lot of us are good at that type of thing
Yeah,
for other people, but then we're so hard on ourselves because we know the mistakes that we've made and that maybe other people don't know about and
right.
stuff. So, but I mean, that's where what the enemy wants. He wants us to be hard on us ourselves, and we need to learn. Including myself, I need to learn how to not listen to that voice and just
Yep.
always know that I'm redeemed and I'm a child of God and the enemy is a liar. I don't need to listen to his mess and everything.
One
So
100%, bro. 100%. So you talk about being around guys and the importance of that. You mentioned the encounters, but then you got connected with us from the Bible app, and we had a chance to talk. And the next thing you know, you're coming to North Carolina for the retreat. So what made you pull the trigger on wanting to come to for one of the Lion Within Us events?
Well, I like building relationships, so I was like, a bunch of guys, a weekend on a farm and everything. Why not? And some of my friends here thought I was crazy because I've met you before, but I hadn't met Christians, and so it's like you're going 700 miles from home with a complete stranger that you've never met before, and I'm like, yeah, why not? I mean, what could go wrong? But, being that I met you through the Bible app and everything,
Yeah.
through your version, it's kind of one of those things that it makes you feel comfortable because you at least know that you have a base of Jesus Christ, so you're probably pretty safe going and everything. So I just really wanted to go up and spend the weekend and meet some guys. I love North Carolina, the mountains of North Carolina. I used to live in Garner. What's that, like a half hour
Yeah.
from everything. When I was going through my divorce, I lived in Garner for a little while, so
Okay.
it had been a time since I'd actually been through there. So we didn't really care, but when I was going through, I didn't really care. Usually I'll stop in and see places. I was like, I just want to go home because it was such a long drive. Chris and I both talked about it, and I think that next year we're going to fly.
There you
We're
go.
not going to drive. We'll
So
just leave our guns at home and not deal with the complication of having to check
uh,
the uh, the bags and declare the firearms with the airlines and stuff. We'll just fly, and there was plenty of stuff there, so we didn't need to bring our own.
there you
We
go.
could for the ammunition and stuff.
So yeah, walk the guys through it, man. I mean, from your experience, for the listeners out there who haven't been to one of our events before, what'd you think about it? What stood out the most?
Just what's the word I'm trying to think of? Just the different different people from different areas. So we had young people out there, we had old people out there, we had people that were pastors and have their own church and everything, and we had just people who are new, younger kids and everything. And so it was just really interesting to meet a lot of people from different places, from Utah and Washington. And there were some people from Florida and everything. There were some people from all over the place. I met a guy that was from Virginia, and I used to live like 5-10 minutes from him, and had no idea. I didn't
Oh
know him
wow.
and everything. I forget his name. He was actually so we had the red, white, and blue group, and he was part of another group, and I was in the blue group, and he just snuck over and hung out with us for whatever reason. He wanted to just hang out with us, and so we just started talking about where we were from and everything. So,
It's probably
um,
Kurt. I think he was from Virginia.
it,
Yeah.
yeah, it could have been, could have been. I met so many guys I'd forgotten names now,
Yeah.
but it was a lot of fun. I did learn that camping is definitely something that is for younger people, so I'm gonna bring an air mattress next year.
There you go. There you go. That's
Because
it.
sleeping on the ground's for the birds at 51.
Yeah, there you go.
But I enjoyed it. It was just a lot of fun to go out and, meet a bunch of new guys and see where everybody's from and talk about, different experiences and everything, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's the
I
first
enjoyed
time we ever did the groups like that because we had sizable group this year, so we split them up into 3. Yes,
got
and it's the first time we actually had formal sessions, so how are those sessions for you?
Yeah, I enjoyed the sessions. I enjoyed, listening to other people and seeing where, different perspectives and everything.
Yeah,
Um, that's kind of what I've experienced in the past where we do sessions and you have a topic and you talk about, that topic and everything. Um, and I've been doing so many different things. My brain is overloaded, so I can't remember what our topics were. But I got involved and talked a little bit and watch how other guys, uh, who don't talk a whole lot, they just sat and listened and everything, and then you talk to them afterwards because you're one on one, so
right.
they're better one on one. You know, Me, I'll stand up in front of the crowd and start talking about stuff, and I'm pretty much an open book too. If there's somebody struggling with something, and I've been there and done that, I'm willing to have that conversation with them and talk about it.
Yeah,
So I enjoyed the smaller groups where because what was it like 100 guys out there. So if you're in one big group, it's harder to
yeah,
get that opportunity. So breaking it up into smaller groups was a good idea. I like the idea of doing it in front of a fire too, because campfires tend to have the just the ambiance of
yeah,
just want to be able to talk
that's
and
right.
everything. And you stare at the flames sometimes and just watch the firewood burn. It's great. I loved it.
Yeah, and I know we did something as unique to us as well this year. We did that mastermind workshop on Saturday morning, and I don't know if you were able to go to that, but the feedback was pretty interesting. How my guys like just seeing what that looked like. You know,
Yeah, I no, I didn't. I don't think I did that one. So I don't remember where I was, what I was doing, but
it's all
I don't
good.
know.
It's all good. A lot of memories for sure. What was your I guess your main takeaway or memory from it? What stood out to you?
It was a good reminder, a good reminder of that we're not alone, as men. And I look forward to next year getting to see the guys again and meeting even more guys. And just the fact that we got to sit around and doing the having the opportunity to go fishing and I've never skeet shooted before, so I enjoy doing that. I shot Chris's gun a couple times and never had done that before, and then just getting to go down and talk to people about different experiences and everything with firearms and learning some stuff too because I know firearms, but I'm not nearly an expert, so I enjoyed that, but just building the relationships really is what I enjoyed. So I've got several phone numbers and I've been trying to catch up with some of the guys and everything and just
That's cool,
check
man.
in with them and everything.
That's so cool. Well, I mean, for a listener right now, Terry, who hasn't been to a Lion event, or maybe they haven't jumped into the Lion's Den or some of the things we're offering online, what would be your encouragement to that guy?
I mean, come in and check it out. So the enemy is going to tell you that you're alone, that you don't need this, that you're alone and you're the only person going through this thing. One of the things that coming into a place like the Lion Within Us teaches you is that you're not alone. You're just one guy out of lots of guys struggling with the same thing. I've been in men's ministry, let's see, 16, 18, 19, so 18, 19 years now. Every single one of them, one of the major points is anger, pornography, and depression because of pornography. And so like I said, the enemy's a liar, and he's going to tell you that you're alone, that there's nobody else that struggles with that, and that you're just a horrible person and everything.
Mhm.
And just come into the group and give it a chance, um, get to know some of the guys, whether it be, through phone calls or Zoom calls like this one, and or jump on the listen to the podcast, and then maybe come on and join as a guest and everything, and talk about your experiences and everything, because the more you talk about it, the better off you're going to be, because you're putting it out there, and you're letting people know these are the things that I need prayer for, so help me out and pray for me on this and pray for me on that.
Right.
And then you can also learn about other people and what you need to pray for them, because it's not all about you. It's about us as a whole, and just being better husbands and better children of God and better fathers. Because I tell you what, God, I thought that God had tested me a lot, and then He gave me a little girl.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm like, my goodness, he's totally changed my life, and given me a little girl and everything. So
That's so awesome, brother. How old is she?
she's 5.
Heck yeah,
So
man.
turned 6 in October, so she's, getting to the point where you can see the changes in her and everything
Oh, yeah.
as she gets closer to 6. So a lot of fun, humbling. I'm not that funny, you know. So,
I think you're funny.
I know. I can't I keep being told, just wait till she's a teenager, then you're really not gonna be funny.
There you go, brother. There you go. Trust me, I got 2 teenage daughters, so yeah, the fun goes away sometimes, but it's okay. It comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's
enjoy my
so
relationship with my boys. They're in their 20s now, and I enjoy them.
that's
So
so
it's a
cool.
lot better now than
There
when
you
they were
go.
teenagers.
You have to get them up here next year, man. They'd have a good time. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're not that far away. 5 hours, they're in Newport News,
Yeah,
Virginia.
yeah. I went
Yeah.
to school in Norfolk. Yep,
Oh, yeah.
yep. Old Dominion, man. Well, man, this has been great, Terry. Anything else before we get to our book of the week and dad jokes? Anything else you'd like to share with us, brother?
And I just encourage guys that are listening to really give it a shot, Um, get to know Chris a little bit, I don't mind if Chris gives my information to anybody who comes on and wants to ask and wants to shoot me an email or pick up the phone and call me. I'm available. I make myself available for people, just to be a listener and to help people through, because I've been through divorce and I've been through struggles in the marriage that I have now, and it's helped me grow into the man that I am today.
Amen, brother. Amen. Well, Terry, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you sharing your testimony, and it was awesome getting to meet you, and looking forward to next year as well. And before we wrap up, though, I got a couple things I want to run by you. So we do a book of the week if at the Lion. This book this week's called More Than You, becoming who you were designed to be to become rather. And this is a great book from my brother Bill. So hopefully you guys get a chance to check that one out. And I got 2 dad jokes I want to run by you, Terry, just to see you.
Absolutely.
You
I
can
love
you
it.
can try them on your wife and your daughter, and we'll see how they land. All right.
All right.
So the first one was I just applied for a job down at the diner. Okay, and I told them I really bring a lot to the table. So man, all right. So that's that one. That's that one. Got a little chuckle out of you. All right. So the second dad
Oh,
joke,
yeah.
you like it? You like that one? Okay. All right. So the second one is my friend claims he glued himself to his autobiography. And I don't believe him, Terry, but that's the story that he's sticking with.
That he's sticking with a good list. That's terrible, but hey, I'll give you a smile.
There you go. There you go. So no, they're both terrible this week. So which one would you pick, Terry? One or two? Which one are you going with?
Oh, the diner one,
The
of
diner one?
course.
Okay. All right. That's cool. So again, I just applied for a job down at the diner. I told him I really bring a lot to the table. That's number one, fellas. And number two, my friend claims he glued himself to his autobiography. I don't believe him, but that's his story and he's sticking to it. So anyway, fellas, let us know which one lands with your wife or your kids. remember, eye rolls totally count when it comes to dad jokes. So don't dismiss the eye roll. That you may be onto something there. The question of the week is, what biblical standards are staples in your home? So, fellas, you got to have the standards, and the standards has to be the standards from God, and making sure that we're not compromising those when the world pushes back. So, Terry, anything else you'd like to share today, brother?
Nope, not that I can think of.
All right, guys. Well, it's been an honor to hang out with you, Terry. Thank you so much. So, fellas, if you're listening, thelionwithin.us, check out all our resources there. By the time this comes out, we'll already have, hopefully, on the website, the save the date for the next retreat next spring. So we got the dates already set for that. We're considering doing an event in the fall. We're not 100% on that yet. So just keep out. If you go to thelionwithin.us/events, guys, you'll see what Terry's talking about there. The events there. So hop into the Daily SKO, join the Lions Den, or we highly recommend you guys put in your application for the Leadership Mastermind, because we're building more and more of those groups out, and we love to serve you with that. So give us a rating and review, fellas. Thank you so much for hanging out. TheLionWithin.us is where it's at, and just keep unleashing the Lion Within.
If you're like me, you don't need another book just sitting around collecting dust. What I enjoy is something to help guide me when my feet hit the ground in the mornings. And that is why we put together Unleashing the Lion Within. It has honest stories, scripture you can apply, and simple steps to help you lead at home, at work, and everywhere in between. So if you've been feeling stuck or scattered lately, you may find this resource encouraging. Read a few pages, take one step, and watch what God does with your obedience. Hey, and if reading's tough for you right now, no problem. The book is also available in Audible version, so you can listen on the go. So if this sounds interesting, check out thelionwithin.us/book, or search for Unleashing the Lion Within directly on Amazon. So there's no pressure here, just a resource that many guys are finding helpful. So grab the format that fits and take your next step.